The Clockmaker's Curse. In the quiet, foggy town of Windmere, time had always been a predictable companion, until the midnight deaths began. Each victim was found lifeless at precisely 12:00 a.m. with no visible cause. At every scene, an antique clock stood nearby, its hands frozen at 12. Whispers of a curse spread quickly, and all fingers pointed to Horace Grindle, the town's eccentric clockmaker who had vanished a decade ago after a fire consumed his workshop. Horace had been an enigma, known for his strange inventions and obsession with controlling time. Clara Hawthorne, an investigative journalist recovering from the loss of her father, arrived in Windmere to uncover the truth. Her father had loved clocks, and she felt an unshakable connection to the story. Clara's first stop was the ruins of Horace's workshop. The air was thick with the scent of soot, even after all these years. Among the ashes, she discovered a hidden compartment containing a journal filled with frantic scribbles. Time is slipping. Balance must be restored. The 12th hour demands its due. The journal mentioned an artifact called the midnight clock, described as a device capable of bending time itself. Clara pieced together that Horace believed time was a living entity, one that demanded balance for every second stolen. While interviewing the townsfolk, she noticed an odd reluctance to discuss Horace. An elderly woman, Agnes, finally spoke. Horace was gifted, but he grew strange, obsessed. He said the world didn't deserve time's gift unless they respected it. When the fire took him, we thought it was over. But the clocks he made? They're cursed. Clara's investigation led her to a forgotten bell tower on the town's outskirts. Locals avoided it, claiming to hear faint ticking sounds and whispers at night. Ignoring their warnings, Clara climbed the rickety staircase as shadows danced in the flickering lantern light. At the top, she found the midnight clock, a massive, intricate device surrounded by yellowed blueprints and melted candles. The clock's hands were trembling, almost alive, and its gears turned with a faint hum despite no visible power source. As midnight approached, the air grew icy. Clara turned to see a translucent figure, Horace himself, emerging from the shadows. His form was ghastly, his eyes hollow and sunken. "You've come too far," he said, his voice a haunting echo. "This clock was my masterpiece, my curse. I tried to control time, but it controls me. It hungers Clara. It takes from those who defy it." As Clara questioned Horace's spirit, he revealed a shocking truth. "You're not here by chance. Your father, Edward Hawthorne, was my apprentice. He helped me build the midnight clock. When I vanished, he swore to keep it hidden. The clock called to him, and now it calls to you." Clara's mind reeled. She remembered her father's mysterious late-night repairs on an old clock he kept hidden in their attic. Had he been protecting her from this? Horace continued, his ghostly form flickering. "The clock can only be stopped by someone with my blood. You must destroy it, Clara, or time will unravel. But beware, the clock will fight back." Determined to end the curse, Clara prepared to destroy the midnight clock. As the hands crept toward 12, the clock began to hum louder, its gears spinning wildly. Shadows materialized, clawing at Clara, whispering words of doubt. "You cannot win. Time belongs to us." Clara fought through the spectral figures, gripping an iron rod from the floor. With all her strength, she jammed it into the clock's main gear. Sparks erupted, and the clock screamed, a deafening, inhuman sound. Horace's ghost let out a final, anguished cry before dissolving into the ether. The clock exploded into 1,000 pieces, and Clara was thrown backward, unconscious. When Clara awoke, the bell tower was silent. The midnight clock was gone, its fragments scattered like ashes. Back in Windmere, the deaths stopped, and the cursed antique clocks ceased to function. But as Clara packed her belongings to leave, she found a small, pristine cog in her bag. Its surface glowed faintly, etched with the number 12. Late that night, As Clara drifted off to sleep, she heard a faint ticking sound from her suitcase. She opened it to find the cog spinning on its own, whispering in a voice that sounded like her father's. Time never forgets.